All right, let's talk about procrastination. It's that thing that gets in the way of our goals, our potential. It's the ultimate thief of our time. But what if there was a simple, powerful way to beat it for good? Well, today we're diving into Brian Tracy's mega bestseller, Eat That Frog. We're going to pull out the absolute best tools to help you stop putting things off and finally get the important stuff done.
Does this sound familiar? You look at your to-do list and it doesn't feel like a plan. It feels like a mountain you have absolutely no hope of climbing. You're busy all day long running around, but at the end of it, you feel like you haven't made a single bit of real progress on what actually matters.
If you're nodding along right now, trust me, you are not alone. Brian Tracy just hits the nail on the head here. This feeling of being completely swamped. It's become normal for so many of us. But here's the catch. Being busy is not the same as being effective. And that, right there, is the problem we are here to solve.
So what's the solution? How do we fix this? It's actually a really memorable and kind of weird concept. It's all built around one single metaphor, the Eat That Frog rule. Okay, so what in the world is a frog? Simple. Your frog is that one single task on your list that is hands down the most important. It's the one thing that will have the biggest, most positive impact on your life and your results. And because of that, it's almost always the thing you'll do anything to avoid starting.
And you know where this crazy phrase comes from? The one and only Mark Twain. He joked that if the very first thing you do every morning is eat a live frog, well, you can go about your day knowing the worst is already behind you. It's just a perfect metaphor for getting your biggest, ugliest, most important task out of the way first.
So this whole idea really just comes down to two simple rules. That's it. Rule number one, if you have to eat two frogs, eat the ugliest one first. That means you tackle your biggest, hardest, most crucial task before you do anything else. Rule number two, if you have to eat a live frog, it does you no good to sit there and stare at it. Just make a decision and go.
Okay, so that's the theory. It sounds great, right? But how do you actually find your frog when you're drowning in emails, meetings, and a million little distractions? It all comes down to a really disciplined way of planning and prioritizing so you can actually win your day.
And it all starts with this one incredibly powerful ratio, 80-20. This little idea is called the Pareto principle, and I promise you it's going to completely change how you look at your work.
See, the 80-20 rule says that 20% of what you do will produce 80% of your results. Think about that. That means your biggest frog, your most important task, is hiding in that vital 20%. Now, the temptation is to clear out all the easy, unimportant stuff, that other 80%, just to feel productive. But the top performers, they fight that urge. They are ruthless about focusing on that vital few.
Now here is a super practical tool to help you do just that. It's called the ABCDE method. Before your day starts, you go through your list and you give every single task a letter. A tasks are your frogs. They are absolutely vital, and there are serious consequences if you don't get them done. B tasks are things you should do, but the fallout is pretty mild. C's are just nice to do, zero consequences. D is for delegate, and E is for eliminate. Get it off your list.
And here's the key, the part you absolutely cannot cheat on. The power of this method is in its discipline. You never ever touch a B task if you still have an A task waiting. And if you have a few A tasks, you number them A1, A2, A3, and you start with your A1. That is your ugliest frog. This brings us to a huge shift in how you think. You see, everybody procrastinates. The secret is that successful people practice what's called creative procrastination. They consciously choose to put off the low-value stuff, all those C, D, and E tasks, so they can pour all their energy into their most important job, eating that A1 frog. Okay, so finding your frog, that's half the battle. But the other half is actually finishing it. And to do that, you have to build the superpower of single-minded focus. And if you need some motivation, just think about this. The cost of distraction is insane. When you're constantly starting and stopping a task, getting pulled away by your phone, by emails, it can increase the time it takes to finish by as much as 500%. You just kill your momentum and have to restart your brain every single time.
But here's the cool part. Your own brain is wired to help you with this. Every single time you complete a task, especially a big one, your brain gives you a little hit of endorphins. It feels good. So by constantly eating your frog first thing, you literally create a positive addiction to that feeling of accomplishment and success.
You know, so often the hardest part of a huge, daunting task is just starting. It's just taking that first bite of the frog. Once you do that, you start to build momentum.
So don't overthink it. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Just start.
So, we've laid it all out. You identify your most important task, you prioritize it above everything else, and you work on it without distraction until it's 100% done. Now, all that knowledge doesn't mean anything until you actually do something with it.
So to find your A1 task, your frog for tomorrow, I want you to ask yourself this one powerful question from the legendary Peter Drucker. What is that one thing that only I can do, that if I do it really well, will make a massive difference in my work and my life? Whatever your answer is, that's your frog.
So there it is. That's your mission. Stop overthinking it. Stop shuffling around low-priority tasks to feel busy. I want you to take out a piece of paper, right now, identify that single most important task for tomorrow morning, and make a commitment to yourself that you're going to eat that frog.